Alright, so I didn't realise we hadn't done this page, darn it. Okay, right, so we're integrating this. What do we do? We've actually done some of these already, I think.
3x plus 1 to the power of 5 over 5 times 3.
Lovely. Plus C, lesbians. Okay, so we probably could have done that one on our own. We probably did these in the example. Okay, the next one. I love that you're doing it without the need for me, yes?
E to the 2x plus 5 over 2.
Now, if there's anyone sitting there going, how on earth do they know what they're doing? Please speak now or forever hold your peace.
Just for clarification, I understand that minus of the E stays single letter. So, actually, I'm going to ask my question.
The worry is, it sounds like you've drunk a bottle of wine. But I understood every word it said. It's worrying. It's worrying.
I have my rage with that.
Next one.
3ln 4.
Leah, give somebody else a chance.
Go for it, Malai. Take the lead.
I need to breathe before you start.
Hello, Manny. What is it?
So, basically, we did an example of this. Remember, we talked about this is the one where we talked. So, 3. Out N. 4.
Actually, it's so quiet.
Over. 4.
Nice, so I've just put it as 3/4. You can have it all divided by 4 if you prefer. Lesbians. Oh, well done, Manny. And then the last example, what would we do with that?
Same thing.
No, so this one's a little bit different. I'm going to keep it as my question. Why is this one not
Because
you need to move the ball. You have to do the bracket.
Because it's got an exponent. Because it's got an exponent. Yes. I think that's what people were trying to say to me. So how would I rewrite 1 over 6x plus 3 all to the power 4?
You minus 1
So I'd have 6x plus 3
to the
to
5.
the power of
Minus 4.
minus 4.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not
Oh
right.
my gosh, so you may have the wrong thing. You know what? Just.
Okay, so notice for this one, I haven't just started writing my answer, I've rewritten my question to start with, okay? So when you've got stuff that's on the bottom with a power, then it's a little bit different. And now we're going to do something similar to that first one, okay? So we're going to now integrate it, so we're adding 1 to the power, dividing by a new power, and also dividing by the derivative of the what's in the bracket. So this would be a 6x plus 3.
Minus 3 minus 3. And then you do 6.
Yep. Okay. So then that's negative. Oh, actually, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick the 1 on the top and have 18 6x plus 3 cubed. Are you all happy with that? I don't know. I would suggest that you could leave it as negative 6x plus 3 to the negative 3 over 18. I would suggest you need to have the negative in front, shouldn't it, on the bottom. You should actually work out what 3 times 6 is. And you wouldn't have to put this back down underneath. Okay, so this one's probably a nice compromise to leave it at. I wouldn't leave it as this. Trebians?
Yeah. Plus C.
But don't lose the minus yet.
Yes.
Yes, plus C.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
People are a little excited.
Making a big deal of it. Okay? Right, now we're looking at substitution. Now this essentially is just what we've been doing. It's just that sometimes when it's not quite so easy. Do you remember when we were doing, what were we doing? Remember when we were doing ones like this, and we said, right, we're going to secretly forget that this is here, and deal with this? This is essentially for those kinds of questions, but it's the official substitution method. If they've asked you to use a specific method, remember you need to follow their instructions. So for something like this, for A, what I would do is I'd say, right, what's my main focus? Well, I'm guessing that you'd be happy that this bracket here would be my main focus.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to say is I'm going to say U is 3x squared plus 5x. Now notice I haven't said that that's to the power 4 yet. Okay, I've just changed what's in the bracket to be known as U. Okay. From that, I could identify what's du dx, because we know that du dx means we're differentiating u with respect to x. So what's the derivative of this?
6x plus
5. Yeah? Okay. Right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to their original question and use our letters and terminology instead of what they've written. So my question is now going to become the integral of this here, which is I'm going to call u to the power 4. Okay?
Good movement, Mister.
Then this here is this, so that's going to be du dx, and I still had my dx.
First of all,
Alright, so let me just go through that again. Like, don't stress. Don't stress.
no, I'm just wondering, like, was see how the first part, when we differentiated it, like the second part, is that always going to be?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, 1 second, let me just call.
Right, so let me just go through that again. So I said that this was u, so that's, maybe I should have put my 4 in a black bit, because that hasn't changed. Don't know if that helps. So the bits that haven't changed are my integral sign, obviously. I changed my expression here to just be u, so that was still to the power 4. This expression here, I don't want to write that, I'm going to write du dx instead, because that's what I said it was equal to, yes? And then the dx was still there. Are people kind of thinking, okay, yeah, I get what she's going on about now? Yeah? Now, secretly what we could do here is we could say, well, I'm going to kind of cancel these like we would fractions.
Oh, we're not done yet?
No, oh no.
Oh.
Sorry about that. And we've got 3 other questions to fit in this bad boy. So my board's obviously gone out of alignment, because obviously where I just crossed it out, I just didn't go through the actual thing. Now, so what that means is that I'm going to integrate u to the power 4 with respect to u. Do you see that? Because my dx's are kind of cancelled, which means I'm now going to integrate this expression here just with respect to u. So what's my rule to integrate u to the power 4? It would become
That's 1 over 5.
u to the power 5 over 5, yes? So my answer then is going to become u to the power 5 over 5 plus c. That was nice and easy, wasn't it? But is that my original question? No, we chose to replace it. So we're now going to have to just stick this expression back in there.
Okay. So why did we differentiate it?
Because, let me backtrack to these ones.
So where's the other?
Do you remember we kind of forgot about this? Do you remember when we did this? Not really.
Not really.
So what we did is we said, right, let's forget about this. Let's focus on this. We said that this is e to the x plus 3 to the power 5 over 5.
Yeah.
Okay. And normally we would, or what we would then do is divide by the derivative of what's inside. So it would be 5 the e to the x.
Right, and then
But because this was already here, they cancel each other out. Okay. So this here though represents the derivative of what's inside here. Well, there's lots of circles and arrows and pointing. I mean, what we've done here is exactly the same. So I'm asking you to pretend that this is not here.
right.
Focus on the bracket. Integrate it, so it becomes this bracket to the power 5 over 5. Yeah? Divide by the derivative, which is 6x plus 5, and then they cancel. And so that's what I did here. Is my derivative is essentially cancelled.
Oh, so you wrote this out in like baby steps. Because what you said just now seems a lot simpler than that.
Yeah.
I know, but so that's why sometimes, like, well, going back to the composite functions rules. Remember, like you say, you replace the function with a u, and you then du dx, and that's where I said it's so much easier just to pretend that that's a letter, differentiate as you would do normally, and then multiply by the derivative. Okay, so it's a lot easier to do some pretending going on, but this is the steps you would follow if you were asked specifically to show the substitution method. So let me just finish this off, just make sure everyone's got it. So this would be 3x squared plus 5x to the power 5 over 5. So all I've done is put my u expression back. Okay?
So it's like the d, like the du and blue. It's just replaced like the dx. This little thing.
Essentially, yeah.
I was just about to ask, where does the du go?
Because in order to integrate this, because we've changed this to a u,
Yeah.
okay? If that had said u to the 4 dx, we wouldn't be able to integrate it. Because this letter here has to tell us which letter to use.
Oh, never mind. I
So
got
the
you.
du is kind of like part of the
It's like
question,
yeah.
but it all works out that that's why things are cancelled out.
Mhm.
Yeah? I mean, if you start showing this the way I've shown you to someone else, they'd probably go, that's totally Dutch phonetically correct. But I just think it's the easiest way to think about stuff. But they cancel like they would fractions. Yeah? Are we okay with that?
How many you ask me?
Well, I would love to get into that habit, but my concern is if a question does mention by substitution, they need to see you using letters like u, and so they may not.
That's so rude.
I know. I mean, I can't imagine. They don't come up that often, but I just need to make sure that you're comfortable with it, just in case.
It shows me as like with the actual unnecessary statues, I know it's gonna confuse, but I guess it is.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Maddie, I'm sorry. All right. B. So what's the thing that I'm going to call u?
The square root.
Yeah.
Be careful.
No.
The brackets?
No.
No. You stop under the square root.
Yes. Do you see the difference?
Because remember you
But
back
if
the
you
brackets and then you
not-
first one.
So,
not the actual square root itself.
but couldn't.
Because, like, remember here
you left the brackets.
This was to the power 4 still. So this is what we called u.
So would you not?
So for this one, I'm going to focus on just the thing inside the root. Because we know that to the cube root is equally to the power of third. So this is x squared minus 3x to the power of 1/3.
So you don't.
Yes? So my u, in this case, is going to be what's inside the bracket or what's inside the root. Yeah?
Yeah.
What was it?
X squared minus 3x.
Thanks. X squared minus 3x. And what did we say we then would do? We would find du dx, yeah? So that would become
2x minus 3.
2x minus 3. Now, when you're doing this, you should be going, yes, that's either exactly the same as that other thing that's attached to it, or it's very similar to it. Okay, so it's not always exactly the same, but it will be similar to it. So now I'm going to go back to rewriting my question. So my question is now going to be the integral of, so this, which is u. Can I go straight to writing to the power of third?
No.
Oh, no?
Yes.
No.
No?
Just
Okay, so I've just replaced my things that I've just worked out.
stuff off. And then you cross
Okay,
off these.
so then we say, right, these bad boys can go, the dx's can go. So now I've got the cube root of u du. Okay, so that's what I need to integrate. Well, again, we can't integrate it until it's in power form, so we've now got u to the third du. Now I can integrate it. Because the cube root, remember roots go in the ground, that means the root is on the bottom of the fraction. So my integral then is going to be u to the 4 over 3 over 4 over 3 plus c. Tricky ankles.
Did you see him?
I don't know if that was Leah or Natalie then.
I think it's gold.
Oh, because you added
Where?
Add
Got you,
one.
got you.
Alright, so now at this stage I'm going to deal with my dividing by 4/3 and stick my u back in. Okay, is that a bit controversial doing two things at once?
So
Probably.
you keep changing.
So I'm going to have 3/4 bracket x squared minus 3x to the 4/3 plus c. Okay, let me pause that while people are...
Wait, Miss Harrison.
Yes.
So when we know that we have to do this, they'll specifically ask us for substitution?
They might do. I mean, it might be that you might start getting into the whole substitution method yourself, and you would prefer this rather than the pretending. You know, pretending that's not there and doing it. Well. Right, so here, you've got to be careful again. What should we have as our u?
The exponent.
Nice. So Leah is suggesting that we're going to have the exponent as our u. Okay, I like that suggestion. So we're going to have 4x squared plus 1 as our u. As for all the others, we're now going to find du dx. I'm having to extend boards, so I don't really know what I'm going to do. Oh, sugar popsicles. So du dx is what? All right. Now this is one of those ones that's similar but not the same. Right, ready? So we're going to go stick our stuff back in. So we've got integral. Now, the question has x.
Oh.
For a start, are you okay if I say that this is the same as this? Okay, I've just switched the order of it. Are you okay with that? Because that's it's gonna help us the way we write it here. Okay? So that's the same as this, yes? So my expression here is, this is u, so I've got e to the power of u. I used 3. Okay, so that's my u, so I've got e to the u. But my question had x, and my derivative is 8x. Okay? Well, no, so what I need to do is, up until this point, I've just been able to stick the whole du dx there. Does that make sense? Because that's what they had up there. But I've got 8x, and they've got just x. So I actually need to write here
X over 8.
1/8 of du dx.
One more time. What?
No, why 1/8?
Because I need to represent x, okay? But in terms of du dx. So x would have to be 1/8 of du dx. Because I've got to divide this by 8, which means dividing this by 8, which is the same as 1/8 of it.
I know why, but it's like why? You know? I'm sorry, I'm not even following. If you want, you go for one. Actually, it's probably gonna take a while.
Okay? And I've still got my dx. Okay? So my dx is still cancelled. My 1/8. Does 1/8 have any effect on any integration? No, constants just stay there. Yes? So my integral is going to be 1/8. And what's the integral of e to the u? E to the u. Do I leave it like that? No, I've got to replace my u again. So it's going to be 1/8 e to the 4x squared plus 1 plus